Alrighty, compound probability. Let's take a look at this last question. What is the probability of rolling a die and flipping a coin and getting an even number on the die and heads on the coin? So we have two things that are happening here, and I'm going to show you two different ways to solve this. The first way is that we're going to draw a diagram. So we're going to start off by drawing a diagram of what is happening. So when I say a diagram, we're doing all those combinations like we did with the mall activity that are possible. So when I flip the coin, I could land on heads or I could land on tails. When I roll the die, I could land on 1 through 6. So I could land on heads and get a 1. I could land on heads and roll a 2, heads and a 3. I'm going to jump over here. Let's see, heads and a 4. I'm running out of room. I'm going to add this below here. Sorry, I ran out of room on my diagram. I could have heads and a 5 and heads and a 6. Or I might not have landed on heads at all. I might have landed on tails and I might have rolled a 1. Excuse me. I might have landed on tails and rolled a 2. Landed on tails and rolled a 3. Landed on tails and rolled a 4. I could land on tails and roll a 5. Or I could land on tails and roll a 6. Those are the only options. So I can see that there are 12 possible options. That's my denominator. I want, what do I want up here? Rolling, even number and heads. So even number would be our 2, 4, or 6, all with a head. So that would be 3 out of the 12 options. We always want to reduce if possible, so I can divide both of those by 3, and I get 1/4. So there's 1/4 of a chance that will happen. The other way that I could solve this is I can use some more math, and I can find the probability of an even number, and I can find the probability of heads, and I can multiply. So the probability of an even number, that would be 3 out of the 6 options. And the probability of heads is 1/2. And I can multiply. So 3 times 1 gives me 3. 6 times 2 gives me 12. And again, I can reduce that to 1/4. Two different ways. You do not need to know both ways. You can pick which of these ways you like the best. So what I want you to do is take a look in your notes, and in your notes you have the diagram, option listed, the process, list all the outcomes, determine which ones are the ones you want, and then write your fraction. Or you have the equation. Ors, you're going to add the fractions. If the problem's an and, then you're going to multiply. So right now you're going to kind of decide which one it is you think you like to do and understand the most. For me, it's the diagram. I'm going to put a box around my diagram process in my notes because I find the easiest way to do probability, I often mix up the multiplying and adding, so I just don't even want to work with that. I want to draw the diagram and draw a picture. That way I know that I'm always right and good to go. So go ahead, decide which process you like and are going to use most, and then use that as we continue working through each of our practice problems.